right, so today I want to talk about using filter and for each together in unison. A lot of my videos are talking about one specific array method at a time, but truth is, in reality, you're probably going to be using combinations of array methods, especially when it comes to filtering from a database and displaying to a user. So at least this is the exact thing I was working on this morning in one of my production apps. So what I'm going to show here is, say we have a situation where we're pulling the my places array from the database, and it is a collection of objects. But what we want to show the user is only active places that have more than 0 likes, for example. So what we're going to see is that should eliminate 3 of the 5 places, I believe. So what we do here is we go ahead and say myPlaces.filter, and filter actually returns an array. We don't need to assign it to a constant or a variable. So what we're going to say is for each place, we want it to meet this criteria. We want place active to be true, and we want place likes to be greater than 0. And so what I'm going to do is console log this real quick just to show and make sure we're on track with what we're running here. So node filter and for each, and like we guessed, we are getting only places that are both active is true and likes is greater than 0, which, as we can see, is only 2 of our objects in this collection. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull off this console log, because all this does is show that filter does indeed return a new array with anything that has matched, with any item that has matched. But at least in the ways I've used filter and been using it, it could be wrong, but the way I've been using it is you don't always have to assign filter to a new constant. You don't need to use its returned value. You can use it simply as a filtering mechanism and then do something with the criteria that are matched. And that's where for each gets chained on and becomes useful. What we're going to do here is, once we filter through this my places collection, for each one of these places that has met the filtered criteria, we are then going to console log the entire, I'm sorry, I've used this incorrectly. For each takes a function. So I'm going to pass it an arrow function with place, and then console log each place. And let's see what this does. So I'm going to run this again, and here we can see the output is slightly different. It kind of looks the same, but it is slightly different. Notice we're not getting an array anymore of 2 objects. We are getting 2 separate objects console logged here. And this is a perfect use case for filtering and printing to the page for users. So this is the example I was working with today. I needed to filter my collection of places and make sure I was only showing active places. And I just threw in an extra filter criteria here for example's sake. And then using for each, we're able to print to the console each place.